let's talk about, you went from Rangers to JSOC. Yep. What was like the recruitment there? Like, is that something you sought out, or, were you sought out?
So yeah, no one ever individually sought out. It's, you'll see guys that are senior to you, they may go to a brief and then they may go away for a bit. And, oh, where did he go? Oh, he went to selection. He went, where did he go? He went away. He went off to group, or he went to selection. And my time, I was 20. I came up in 99. So it was 98, 97, somewhere in there. I got the brief. And somebody had said to me, it's a mandatory brief in the movie theater. Everybody got to go. Roger that. So I went, and I was the only guy there. So my platoon thought it was necessary or smart for me to go. Got the brief, and I looked at the video and I said, holy smoke, are you kidding me? This is awesome. Why wouldn't you want to go here, right? Why wouldn't you want to test your mettle to be the most professional high-level soldier you could be? To me, it was the next level. It was just a natural progression of leadership. Hey, okay, it's time for you to go. Just check it out, And so I went, and I failed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went and failed immediately. I got an exit interview, and the particular commission officer is quite, I'd say he's quite famous. He's not famous. That's not the right words at all. He's well known in circles, but he was the commander at the time, and he said, hey, look, we saw this and this in you. We invite you to come back if you want. And I said, well, I do want. And I came back immediately in the fall, and I made it. So
how did you fail the first time?
That's a great question. I'm not exactly sure, other than I took too long to go from A to Z.
One place to another.
And there's,
okay.
I'm nobody know who the keepers of the keys are. Nobody knows what those time standards are. You just need to go from here to there as quickly as possible. And one day, I think, my own personal belief, I would run myself into trouble. I would read the map and land navigate to a place, and then I would be like, oh, then I'd look around and go, oh, no, it's over there. And I wouldn't pay it enough attention, and I would run myself into trouble, and then I would do extra work to get to wherever I needed to go. So I got to get where I needed to go, and then I would be over time. But I don't know what that time was. Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's got to be. So when you left there, were you motivated? Were you like, fuck, that sucked, I got to be better, like I'm better than that? Like what drove you to go back? Because some people would be like, never mind, maybe I'm not coming.
Oh no, there's plenty of people say never mind. Yeah, there's plenty of people that don't want to go again. And I'll tell you, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life, period. Except for maybe, holding a dude's head and you're intubating a dude on target and knowing that he's going to be put on an airplane expectant, or going to a funeral. Those are the worst things I've ever done in my life. But this is the hardest physical thing I've ever done in my life, without a doubt. And it's just, I wanted revenge. I wanted to come back and do it right.
Yeah. It's notoriously tough, even though people don't really know too much about selection and stuff like that, which I guess is, the way it should be.
Should be.
What do you just go internal at some point? When it's that physically demanding, is it just one of those things like go internal and one foot in front of the other? How do you get through something like, what's your mindset to get through such an endeavor?
No, that's a cool question. I just keep going. I don't want to quit. Just don't quit. It's just, it's easy for us to quit. That's easy. It's easy for you to just go, I feel sorry for myself. It hurts. I'll quit. Reading the Lance Armstrong book. I don't care what you think of Lance Armstrong, but he pedaled a lot of miles, and it was very painful. And every time he talks about getting on the seat of the bicycle, he hurts all the time. His body hurts all the time. And your mental ability to sweep that away, go internal is probably a great way to put it. You take that mental portion of your brain, right? Your mind's much tougher than you think it is. You push the pain away and keep moving. Humorously, Rick Merritt was a Ranger friend of mine, is a friend of mine. He's an acquaintance of mine. I haven't talked to him in quite some time, but he was a regimental sergeant major at one point in time. And he recalled a humorous story where a young ranger says, hey, Sergeant, I can't. Hey, Sergeant, my feet hurt. And he would say, quit bragging. I can't feel mine. And so you get to that point where, you just keep going.
Just levels.
Pay the price later. You figure it out. Pay the price later.
Yeah. Dale Comstock came on and was saying that he's like, I wanted to quit. He's like, you'd get to the next point or whatever, and you'd want to quit. But then you realize, like, I'm already on top of the mountain. Like, why would I quit when it was so hard to get up here? And now I'm at the point. Like, this is the stupidest place to quit. If I was going to quit, I should have quit at the bottom, Yeah, it's an interesting thing, man. That's really awesome. How long? I mean, what was it like for you? Was it everything you'd hoped for? You said you wanted to go to the next level, like be that next level professional soldier and stuff. Was that what it was for you?
Yeah, I think it was. I really do. I think I was in Alexander City, Alabama recently, and I took a class, and the guy said, "Do you miss it?" And I said, "Like you don't even know." I said, "You're working with the best people on the planet." I truly believe that, right? And then especially when it comes to the shooters, right? Best people that want to be in the worst possible conditions with the best people next to them. This is it's unusual, right? You want that extra thing in your rucksack. You want that extra thing. Give me the ball. It's like it's probably not unlike being in professional football, right? Where everybody is so good and you're blown away. I was blown away all the time. And I'll tell you too, I'll tell you humbly, I don't believe I was a great operator. I don't. I believe I was okay. There were some great dudes around me, fantastic dudes around me. And, people that touch something, it turns to gold. And you're just like, man, how come I didn't know that? Or, a lot of my memories are, damn it, how come I didn't do that better? How come I didn't get this right? I've been blessed without a doubt to be able to be part of that organization. And again, just not the people that raise rifles and go into rooms, but it's these other people. They're combed through and picked through to care about their job. This is a place where people care. Mm-hmm. The lawyer cares. The human resource team guy, he cares. She cares. There's all kinds of people in there, right? The tail is pretty big. The tail is much larger than the teeth. In most organizations, and no different here, but the people care, and you just go, man, the cook, he cares. It's just a great place to be, man. The mechanic, man, he cares. It's great people there.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's a different environment, right? When everyone wants to be there, when everyone's like, this is cool, like we're doing it, and the military, like you had kind of mentioned earlier, is a meritocracy, and it's different levels, starting with boot camp. You're going to make it through boot camp or you're not. You're going to get to your unit. Maybe you go on to something else. Maybe you don't. But if you're good at your job, you stand out. Like, it's like, hey, you're rewarded or whatever for being good at your job a lot of times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you kind of, you moved all the way up through all those levels. And it's funny you say like you were an average operator or whatever, which would be like head and shoulders above whoever else below you. And not saying that they did anything wrong or anybody below you any worse. It's just a different level of training. But when you're around everybody's a pro, someone still has to be the worst pro of all the pros, right? There's always got to be that bottom 10%, so it's like, that's why, but I think that's why our military and like, obviously you guys and JSOC and stuff are like just so good, because you look around at the guys around you and you don't want to be the worst dude. You want to be someone that's wanted to be there. Like you're providing for the team. You're doing something. You know what I'm saying? I'm earning my keep here. People appreciate me because I'm a professional and whatever. It's just a different kind of world.
That's a great observation. 2 points. If I can remember the second one. The first one is you got people there that want to be there, right? So here I am. We're doing a capability exercise, and we often did capability exercises for CODELs and for ambassadors and whatnot. And we once it's all finished, it's a big show, but it's still cool. And once it's finished, you get up on the line, and the ambassadors want to come and shake your hands and meet you and blah, blah, blah. So a guy comes over, I don't know who he was, I don't remember. And he says, so when you get to this level, there's no more competition, right? You know, we're looking at, well, you want to come do a 5 mile? Let's do a obstacle course right now. Let's go. Come on. Yeah. There's competition all the time. Matter of fact, right. The quote from Herb Brooks and the miracle story of the 1980 American Olympic hockey team,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the legs feed the wolf. There's always competition, man. I don't ever want to be last. You don't want to be last, you know, and you want to do it for the next guy. You really, really do. You just, to me, I still take that training with me. That's the whole mantra of my sword is your shield. I want to help you. I want to help you get in here, right? You know, one is none, two is one. I want to be that guy that helps you. I want to be the guy that has the ball, and you're confident in that I will collapse my primary sector of fire. I will take care of that guy. You don't have to worry about him. I'll take care of him, and I'll come sling my rifle back over here, and I'll do it for you, and we'll be ready to go and go to the next room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's I want to be that guy. I've always wanted to be that guy. I think when I was a kid watching Vic Morrow in combat, or watching Charlton Heston in The Omega Man, you know, which was later on redone again with Will Smith and I Am Legend. You know, I wanted to be that guy by myself. I wanted to be that guy to help out. You know, I just wanted to be that dude. So, you know, whatever. It's all part of it.
Yeah, man. You have to, though. You have to have that kind of attitude, right? Where you're like, I'm here to be an asset. You know, I'm not a liability. I'm here to be an asset every time. Like, you can depend on me to meet my timelines. You can depend on me to be, you know, whatever it is, I'm dependable, you know? So, and you have to, like, and when you're talking life and death, like decisions, it's such a weird thing being out of the military and now working a civilian job where, and as a JTAC, you're literally like, hey, don't fuck up when you're dropping the bomb, you know, like don't do the math wrong when you're doing your angles of attack and stuff.
That's right.
That's a big mistake if you, you know, you put a bomb in the wrong spot. To now I'm doing taglines for like companies and stuff as a marketing guy. And it went, so I went from this like life and death is just kind of a normal thing to like something that's just not, it just feels lame kind of afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, but and what was cool about being in a job like that though is because it was such a serious job, the guys took it seriously, and we rank didn't really matter. It was like, hey, after every mission, we're going to sit down and debrief, and we're all going to debrief together and talk about what went right, what went wrong. And it's just a, you know, thick skin. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it because you have to. Because again,
you're right. It can't be a hug fest. It can't be a kumbaya session. We need to come out here and say, hey, look, this was not right. We got to fix this to make it better. 100%.
Yeah, man, because it's life and death. You know, it's for real. And that's what I tried to kind of pass on to guys that were forward observers before I got out. It's like, hey, man, I know you guys are up on the OP and it's a static OP and it's like training. You're just getting some like calls for fire and controls in. But you need to look at that training area like that's a village. And if you fucking hit the wrong building, what's the repercussions of that in real life? Like, is that somebody else's house? Is that, you know, that's a real mistake, and it's got to be looked at like that. It's not a game, because that's real shit, you know, in real life. I think that's the kind of attitude and mentality I think is going to be lost as combat veterans leave. You're going to learn tactics and stuff, but knowing like, hey man, like the someone that can like convey the seriousness of what you're about to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if we can, I said, you know, when I say we, if we as professionals like me, there's plenty of great dudes out there right now, and I hope that then we can help that, right? We can help that. We can help bring that kind of mindset, you know, with good leadership, demonstration, and gunfighter mindset, stuff like that. Bring it to the folks that matter, right? Law enforcement, military, and then especially people, especially I was going to say specially selected Americans, but seriously, what's special Americans, you know, to keep that thing going.
Yeah, for real. So after you got into the unit and stuff like that, how long was it before you got the first like phone call for like a real, like, hey, we're really going to go do something? And what was going through your mind?
We were going to do a mission. We were prepping for a mission for a PIF.